Welcome to the podcast version of the Talk Exchange. I'm your host, Nick Thomas, and I'm here with Director Francis. How you doing, man?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to be here.
Hey, same here.
I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you.
For sure, man. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a good episode coming up that we're going to talk about, and I'm interested in hearing your views about it.
Sounds good.
And I hope the women that are listening are going to get some good insight on this or take something away from this.
Okay.
And what we're going to be talking about is a good man or the perfect man. Which one actually exists?
Okay. That's an interesting one.
All right. I'm interested to hear your first take.
Hey, listen, Nick. First of all, we got to give a disclaimer. These are just our opinions, and some of the things we discuss today are based on our own personal experiences. So ladies, gentlemen, this is pretty much just an opinionated conversation that we're having. So don't get all worked up, slap your man slapping you over this conversation, okay? So that's our disclaimer. Now, my question I would ask everybody is, what is a perfect man? Ladies, what is a perfect man?
You know what? I think some women's ideas of the perfect man is a little actual distorted, with actual reality. I think there's some people have a long list of things they consider a good man to or should have. But I think at the end of the day, women have to understand that, it's not the perfect man, but the perfect man for you.
Exactly.
So what compliments you?
Exactly.
Now, it's not realistic to say you want someone that looks like, Boris Cujo, has has his masters, is making over 100K. You know what I mean? Gives you flowers every 2 weeks. It's not. No, that's not. Get off that list. You know what I mean?
That's a movie script,
right? So I mean, what do you think? Like, what's the realistic list, and what should women actually look for?
Well, I mean, you said it right there. Find like something that's actually more tailored and customized to you. When you're looking for somebody, he got to be like 6'4", like a scholar. He works out 5 days a week. What I mean? He actually brings in like 100K a year. Not only that too, like he's also like a model, like, all these things, and he sends me flowers, gives me flowers. Like, I always laugh at some of these imaginary, unrealistic lists, because it's unrealistic and imaginary.
Unrealistic, yeah.
I mean, why don't you just look for something that pretty much suits you and be realistic? Like, you could meet a guy right now, but the guy could probably be on his way up to better himself. Maybe, upgrading his education, maybe, striving to look for another job. Yeah. So you meet somebody right now, the guy could probably have, like, he could be a nice guy, caring, loving, very disciplined, but because he's not making that 150K a year that you wrote down on your list, you're giving him like a strike. You know what I'm saying?
But some women don't have that time to actually wait, right? They want to meet that person that's going to compliment them. Like, say you have a woman that is already making, good money, whether she's making 80, 90, 100K herself, has her own place, her own car, all that stuff. And she's looking for someone not to build up, but she's looking for someone that is already there as well.
That is true.
You know what I mean? To
that
add,
is true.
But one thing we were talking about before is some people, and I've heard that in our city too, where women will say, there's no good men here.
I hear that all the time.
And there's so many in the city.
I don't understand. I hear that all the time.
They got to go elsewhere, like Cuba or Dominican, and they go on a vacation and meet that person. And in that instance, they're okay with, because if they get someone from another country like that, if they get them up here, they have to handle everything, because that man is coming with nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
Literally migrating into the country.
Right. So, but they're okay with that. But I think even that comes with a certain amount of age where women are now getting, desperate, and now, okay, they're going to go look outside and get the first thing that they see.
I mean, listen, how should I say this? Ladies, we're not saying that you should not meet somebody that, matches you financially or, or whatever other things that you're doing, whether it's academically, but it's just like sometimes some people take a longer time than others. What's wrong with a man that has the drive and ambition and you see that he's doing something? The guy has everything, but because he's not really making 100K like you, it's a turnoff. You can meet a
Yeah.
guy that's making 100K, 150K, but he could be a dick.
Yeah.
He could be an asshole. He could be a cheater.
Yeah.
He could probably be an abusive person.
hmm
You just don't know, right? And at the end of the day, too, like when people first meet people, their true colors don't show until they're further down into their relationships, right? So when I hear girls talk about, oh, I need to have, there's no good men. There's no good men in the city.
Yeah.
I always say to myself, so the city is populated with a lot of men. Did you go through all of them? Like, how did you come to this conclusion that there are no good men in the city where you have to go overseas or to another total country to find somebody?
Right.
And then when you find that person, the first thing that people are attracted to is physicalities.
Yeah.
Sex is an important thing.
hmm
So if a girlfriend of mine goes to, I don't know, Dominican Republic or Mexico or Cuba and they meet a guy, the guy's not looking at them like, oh my God, look at her intellect.
Yeah.
Look how smart she is. Everything
Yeah.
is physical.
Physical.
After the physical, once that stage is passed, when he's like, hey, he's good in bed, she's good in bed, that's when people start to get closer and start to spend more time together.
Right.
The regular intercourse now starts to open a room for a relationship.
Yeah.
And then after that, when the relationship becomes normal, that's when when the sex becomes normal, then you start to look at other things. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, how they come to a conclusion that there's not enough good men in the city
Yeah.
and they have to go like to the United States or Europe or Cuba, Dominican Republic. I'm not sure. But one thing I do know is the media entertainment industry has a lot to do with why some women are looking for these perfect men that do not exist.
Yeah.
A perfect example. Do you remember when TLC came out with that song Scrubs?
Absolutely.
That was pretty much the beginning of the downfall for how
I
women view
remember
men.
that. I remember that. Like
Crazy.
nobody, after a while, nobody could pick up a girl from the passenger
Dog, I did
side.
not even want to be in the passenger seat.
Nobody wanted for a couple of years.
I damn
there.
near almost pushed my friend out
Yeah.
the driver's seat so I can sit in the driver's seat to talk to somebody. Like, and see, here's a lot. Like, it's a song. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
What if I know I'm going to be drinking with my friend, we're going to be partying, want to get smashed, but he's a designated driver, so I choose not to drive because I do not want to,
Yeah.
be a drunk driver,
Right.
causing some sort of fatality. Maybe I just wanted to just chill out, have my boy drive, and I just have a great time. So now we're driving and we are now approaching an intersection. We see a couple of girls on the other side. So not knowing my situation and how responsible I am, they judge me and write me off because I'm in the passenger seat.
Right. Yeah.
That never made any sense to me. So
Yeah.
every time I hear girls screaming, yeah, I don't want no scrub. What is your definition of a scrub?
Yeah.
Because you heard a TLC song?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want no scrub. So I was getting all of sitting in the best friends riding the passenger.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive.
Well, I would say like a lot of the urban songs have that, and you're right, because I think a lot of women and some men too, but a lot of women look at that, and you got to have all this bling and the ice and the, it's in a lot of the urban songs, hip hop and all that stuff, and I know one term that I hear a lot of is the bag.
Oh my God.
Bag.
After you, once you've hit 21, 22, stop that. Don't apply that stupidness to your real life.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a woman, you try to meet somebody, and their birthday is coming up, and you barely know them. You haven't even gotten into any type of relationship, and it's like, "Will you get me that bag?" It's like, let's get out of that, because, and like you said, it's almost not realistic, because if you're trying to, a couple of people a couple that's going to make life together and be long term, you know, that's not what you really, that's not what establishes you,
My friend,
right? So
vanity.
right,
Vanity destroys everything. Materialism destroys everything nowadays. What happened to the good old days where
yeah,
people never judged you by the way, what outfits you wear,
yeah,
what cars you drive? You can have the guys that have everything materialistic wise, but they're the most insecure,
yeah,
jealous, narcissistic individuals.
yeah,
And women too. And this is not just catered to women, it also applies to men too, with certain respects. Because I know that men out there as well that need to go out of their city or even out of the country to find a woman. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I just don't know. Maybe if you're not into like dating out of your race and maybe the other reasons as to why. But when you're in a city that has like hundreds of thousands of people,
yeah,
you interact with people on a daily basis, you work with them, you could probably go to church with them, you probably, meet through a friend. I don't understand how if you try like 7 or 8 different dates, they're all bad.
yeah.
Then maybe it is not them.
And I was going to say that sometimes women have to look within themselves, because if you're going date after date after date and you really can't find anybody, then what is it about you?
Exactly. What is happening? You know what I mean?
You
And
know,
and this is like, hey, listen, at the end of the day, people date, things don't work out within a reasonable, within reason and within reasons beyond not known to me or yourself. But however, if you've been dating for like 3 to 5 years and you still don't have somebody,
yeah,
then yeah, it's time to just do like a little self check,
yeah,
and reflect and find out what the problem could be. Because a lot of people here are walking issues,
yeah.
but they don't want to take responsibility.
They don't get it.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
they're quick to blame somebody else and keep it moving.
yeah,
When you start to look for this guy based on this list, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, don't quote me on this. This is just me throwing off numbers out there because it just sounds good. When I ask a friend of mine to give me a list of the guy they're looking for, this is a Hollywood script. And then when they do meet this nice guy, does this, they lose interest.
yeah.
Now, Nick, why is that? Why is it that good guys finish last?
Hey, I'm not too sure exactly, but I think, I don't know, there's an element of women love bad boys. There's an element of that in
I
there.
highly believe that.
But if you're looking like that unrealistic list that you're saying, like, you know what I mean, like with what did you mention just now, just a while ago?
Which one?
I forgot which one you just mentioned. Oh man, it's gonna come to me later on.
Was it an individual I mentioned? Or
Yes, yes. When they gave your friend gave you that list.
Oh man, I don't even know. It's a list. It's a list that doesn't exist. That's all I know.
It doesn't exist. But like, if you have a good man that meets most of that, you know what I mean? They don't understand themselves what they're actually meeting, because they're so fixated on that other list.
Nick, what about just throw out the damn list? Just go with the flow.
Just
Meet somebody, talk with the person, see where they're at. If they're really far off, if they're lazy, if they're bums, they're not doing nothing with their lives, and they're not responsible, they're not family oriented. Okay, we can understand those things might not be for you. But don't judge somebody because they don't make as much money as you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where people are going to be the next day.
Exactly.
And when I say the next day, I mean in the future.
Yeah.
You could be making 100 grand right now, but something can happen in your life to make you take a hard step back.
Yeah.
That's what they say. You never burn bridges, and you never make fun of somebody that's down today, because
Yeah.
you don't know where they'll be tomorrow.
Right.
So when these people are using these materialistic expectations to judge people, that's a no-no, because you don't even know you could be missing out on the person that could be your potential husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
What list? I need a guy that sends me roses, at my workplace. I need him to come and, pamper wash my feet when I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? And I also need him to cook, but don't cook too much, but just cook a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, when he goes out, brings me a lot. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just date. Obviously, intercourse it's one of the things that determines if you're even going to proceed or not.
Right.
How many women have erased guys from their cranium, from their psyche, because the guy's sex was awful?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
know how many 1 minute men or bad sex would have probably been in relationships with women right now if their
Yeah.
sex were great?
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
So when we have intercourse with people and the sex becomes good, that's phase one.
Yeah.
Then comes the hanging out, more
Yeah.
sex. Then it becomes, hey, you eventually fade out the other people in your life, whether you have other girls you're dating or then you start to develop a relationship with this one person. Then before you know it, you're a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. I think some women may have thought that they've met that person that, has all those things that on their list. But check this out. You have a guy that has all this stuff on the list, like you said, tall, makes 100K, has his masters, doing this, doing that, car, house, all that stuff or whatever. But guess what? That person is going to attract a lot more women.
Exactly.
So you have a lot of competition.
Exactly.
So when you meet that one that has all that stuff on your list, can you afford?
Can you even handle that?
Can you handle it? You know what I mean?
And it's I don't know. I just believe in the good old days where things were very, very simple.
Yeah.
I know Wu-Tang had a song, "Can It Be Also Simple Then?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like keep it simple. How our parents met, or even as going as far back as the 80s or even early 90s, before all of this social media, Instagram, like a lot of these people are just walking illusions. They're liars.
Yeah.
On the social media now, people are really looking for guys. They're looking for walk-in filters.
Yeah.
Men are looking for walk-in filters as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are actually like just creating a sense of unreal expectations, visual expectations, because of how the social media has influenced us in terms of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Do you know, I know a girlfriend of mine that actually, she don't date guys that are not tatted up. Just listen to that.
Wow.
She's not interested in a guy that's not tatted up. Because she's attracted to being tatted. So you're telling me the guy could be an idiot, a jerk, abusive, whatever, but because he has nice tats, you would give him a chance compared to a guy that maybe doesn't even like tats, but he's still a responsible guy.
Yeah.
And maybe
Doesn't
here
make any
comes
sense.
and here comes the bad boy complex we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's a little bit, because no woman, I don't care what anybody says, this is my opinion and also from experience, no woman wants a spineless man.
Yeah.
When you ask them what the definition of the man they want, they're always telling you the sweetest things about this man.
Right.
But if they get that sweetest thing,
it
becomes boring.
Boring. They need that element that they, that fixer-upper, or sometimes they
Ladies,
they want,
this is just my opinion and also from personal experience, so please don't judge. And also from a lot of female friends that I interact with that tell me what they're dealing with the guys that they have.
Yeah.
It's sweet in the beginning, all of a sudden now, he does everything they say. She's not interested in that no more. He becomes boring.
Boring. Yeah, they don't like that. I know, because
not all women, let's just say not all women, but most women, especially nowadays in 2021, 2022, we're in 2022 right now. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I consider myself a late bloomer. And a lot of the stuff that I grew up seeing, I grew up in the church, and a lot of the stuff that I grew up seeing in terms of how to treat women was quite old school. Like, laying your coat in a puddle type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giving the flowers and yes dear, no dear, and
like
all
I was
that
saying,
stuff.
the era of our parents.
Yeah.
And also,
And I grew up in that, and I would see like I grew up sort of like in the hood as well. So I would see other guys, talk to these girls like, all types of rough, and and I'm like, oh my God, how you talking to her like that? You're never going to get her. But they love them off. And here I am struggling to get one. And these bad boys are getting all of them.
Hey, it is what it is. It's just the way it goes.
It's just the way it goes.
Do you remember when MC Light had a song? Gotta watch out, gotta get a roughneck. Gotta watch out, gotta get a roughneck. And she described the roughest human being. And in the clubs, all the women are dancing to that.
Hardcore.
Do you know those are psychological chants?
Yeah.
People don't understand the power of music.
Yeah.
If you have a song that either demoralizes somebody, degrades somebody, or put somebody down or gives you the impression that you're better than everybody else, and you play it over and over and over and over again,
Yeah.
it does something subconsciously to you. It affects your mental state psychologically, and you don't even know it, and
Yeah.
subconsciously.
Yeah. Carrie Hilson had a song too. I don't know if you remember that one. Carrie Hilson had the exact same song about
Yeah.
having, and the video had like pure, like buff, hardcore dudes.
And these are
the
the
same
things that,
thing.
you know
They
what I
just,
mean? And these are the things
you
that,
know.
blessed is the woman that's simple in her ways, caring, not judgmental, and non-materialistic.
Yeah.
Those women, I don't know if they exist as much as they used to,
Mhm.
but I know if people definitely take their time and search, you will find those.
Yeah.
But nowadays, all you see is vanity.
Because of, like you said earlier, the social media.
Social
Because
media.
they see, you know, a lot of the stars, the social media, you get a brief insight on someone's life.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it could be fake, but it could be real too as well, because
Exactly.
they
That's
could
true.
look at any of those basketball players or football players or musicians or whatever, and they see their life. They got married. They you know, he flew her out to Italy and proposed, you know, surprise propose on the private jet, you know, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And they see that constantly, like you said, it plays on your psyche because you're seeing it constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. Once you scroll through Instagram, you get to see all of that in your feed.
Yeah.
And now that's what they expect, or that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's hard to
find.
match. How
That's
you
hard to
gonna
match. How you
like
gonna match?
some
Yeah.
really want, and you know how many, I used to play basketball. You know how
Yeah,
many
you're a big back then.
you know how many quote unquote groupies that they are trying to look for that basketball player
For sure.
that is in the league or maybe going to the league. There is, I would go to a game.
I even seen a couple of games way
Yeah.
back, and the way they
Yeah.
were like, I used to even be like, "Yo, can I have one?" Like, I'm just playing, ladies, with all due respect. But no, it's true.
Yeah.
They're always looking for that basketball player, that superstar athlete, and
Yeah.
musician. It's just the way it is. They're gravitated towards that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many, the competition for that. If you women don't understand that, the competition for that is high. You know, players will be staying at a certain hotel, and anytime you enter that hotel, the lobby is full of them just waiting.
I remember you used to tell me the stories. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you know, and it's nuts. And but yet, because of the social media and stuff like that, these women or younger women are looking for that life. Now,
That is
it's
true.
not a bad thing to want.
No, not
a
at
lot
all.
in life.
Yeah, not at all.
It's just, how are you going about getting it?
Exactly.
Like, is your only way of getting this to get a baller?
Exactly.
How about upgrading yourself?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because especially in this day and age, a woman can now, like before, can now get that job and be making over 100,
women are
200,
actually doing really,
300.
good in the workforce
Absolutely.
these days. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And they're
So,
one of the most intelligent, most successful businesswomen
yeah.
right now in this modern day time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but then you have the other ones that don't want to work and just want to rely on just getting it the fast way.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
they look down at other people because that person is not paying for everything you want.
Yeah.
You know, the double standard with songs with, like, for example, Destiny's Child, like, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Can you pay my rah? I don't need you to, you know, like, and I'm an independent woman. You're singing all of this, but then when you want to go out, you want him to cover the bill.
Yeah.
When, like, also show like some courtesy, you know, you're independent, you know, return a favor sometimes.
Yeah. And that's my advice to women all the time, especially the ones that say that they can't find a good man, is I say, work on yourself first. You know,
Definitely.
just whatever you're looking for, be happy with yourself first.
Exactly.
Get yourself to a level first.
Exactly.
Meeting someone else is a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be happy. Like, I've heard this before. You got to be happy with yourself.
Definitely.
You got to be able to be by yourself
Definitely.
for you to be, like, you know, in a good relationship with someone else.
Don't
You
go
know?
judging other people's homes when your home is not good.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I mean? And it's just what it is. Now,
Yeah.
we're not saying that women should not have high expectations, but the expectations have to be realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've yet to see a perfect man on earth.
Hmm.
whether it's the Bill Gates or the Elon Musk, they all they divorced. Like
Yeah.
even you can have all the money in the world and still things don't work out.
Yeah.
And it's not only financial; it can be for other reasons. People
Yeah.
grow apart. People, they change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people think, oh my God, when I have all the money, I'm just gonna be set for life and whatever. You could be with a millionaire, but the guy could be a narcissist. The guy
Yeah.
could be a pig, like the worst person on earth. But some women are willing to settle and deal with that because they have the money.
Yeah.
And men too.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
men too. Some men want us to take a back seat
Mhm.
and take the abuse because the woman is making more money.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of having materialistic things when your soul is not happy?
Some people could live like that.
Then we're in a sad era, my friend. We're in
That's
a
the era
sad
we're in
age.
because there's a lot of people that could actually live like that.
And that's disgusting to me.
They're willing to, take certain things that they probably wouldn't normally take just because they have that other half of the lifestyle that they're looking for.
Man,
And I think that's pretty sad, but that's just the era we live in.
it's the era we live in, man.
Now this, you have one more point.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, just be realistic.
Yeah.
You date a few people, maybe do some reflect on your own self.
Yeah.
See if there's anything that you need to change within yourself
Yeah.
as well. Maybe that can even change the way you judge other people.
Yeah.
And I just think that, you know what? If you go all the way to another part of the world to look for somebody when there's so many people that
Right
you
here.
can be compatible with, then
Mhm.
yeah, you need to check that out. Don't confuse social media and movies for reality.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Blessed is the woman or man that are content with what they have and they're willing to grow naturally and organically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's nice to meet a woman that you both have goals together.
Yeah. Exactly.
You work together. Hey, she's doing her MBA. She's getting her degree. You're also getting your degree. You're also like upgrading your stuff, and you come together. You make things work.
Yeah.
Like the power couple. You know what I mean?
Power couple. Yeah.
Definitely, you gotta do things. So yes, by all means, sky's the limit. You always gotta go for people that that will empower you, make you feel good. But judging somebody because they're in a passenger seat, judging somebody because maybe they're just an inch shorter than 6'4",
Yeah.
you know what I mean, or because they don't have like the 8-pack, they probably just have a 2.
Yeah.
That's rubbish.
I actually got that one time. For people that don't know
Yeah.
me, I'm 6'4", and I tried talking to a girl in the club one time, and she said I was too short. She doesn't talk to short guys.
That part. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's
and I'm
crazy.
6'4". I didn't know 6'4" was classified as short.
That's ridiculous. Well,
But-
she's like 6'10".
She was a regular 5'4", 5'5".
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I
It's
don't know what to
weird.
say about that one, man.
But yeah,
Or next time we can even get into like when people use signs to determine who they're gonna be with.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you're a Scorpio. I would not date a Scorpio because Scorpios are like this, and you're an Aquarius. Nope, I'm staying away. What?
Yeah.
You should judge people based on DNA.
Yeah.
Nothing is more transferable than things that comes from your dad or your mom.
Yeah.
Not because somebody wrote a horoscope today
Right.
and says something so general that relates to billions of people on
Billions
Earth.
of people. Yeah.
Today's horoscope for the Sagittarius: you are going to be brave, you are going to be strong, you will tolerate nothing, you're going to aim for the best. Everybody's like, that's me. What are you
Yep.
talking about? But
Yeah.
anyways, we could save that for another time.
Another time for sure. And that's the last note there that you said in terms of that power couple. That's something that is I'd like to see. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
But when you see that power couple, a lot of times, okay, people will look at Jay-Z and Beyonce and be like, yeah, that's a power couple. But
Man,
guess
that's
what?
an exception to the rule.
Yeah, but Beyonce, she got her own.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She's worth
Exactly.
almost $500 million herself.
Yes.
And then joining forces with Jay-Z.
And they both worked
That's a-
hard. They both did what they had to do, right?
Right.
And see, and nowadays, man, all of the scandals going on with girls that are like dating like rich men, ball players, just to trap them,
Yeah.
just so they can get money for their child, and like that's really disgusting, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's some girls' MO. That's what
Man.
they wake up trying to get pregnant for a baller.
Where's a time machine, man? I need to go back to the 70s, man, to meet a nice, fresh 70s person where, or just be in a 70s era where all this is not happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, when you come from a different cloth and you've seen, like, you know, they have like that Generation X, Generation Z. I don't know what you call our generation, but we've seen it all.
Yeah.
You know, the new people now, they don't know any better because they haven't seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen the change.
Yeah.
So I can say, yes, I wish I could go back in time where things were so simple.
Yeah. So simple.
Dude,
Yep.
everybody on social media is a star. They're flawless. They don't make no mistakes. They're never sad.
Yeah. It was easy. It was simple.
Realistic.
It was cool.
You know? The list needs to be, and guys, I got to say too, your list has to be realistic too.
Yeah.
I mean, and guys, you know, we like to see good things, but sometimes these good things are not really, I call those makeup transformations on the inside and on the outside. You know, nothing beats appreciating somebody for who they are and growing with them and even helping them push to be successful just like you.
Yeah. Well said. And thank you. You know, I really want to talk about this a little bit more because I love the points that you bring up.
How much time we got? How much time?
We're a little bit out of time. We a little bit went over, so I'm going to let it go.
All right.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Big shout out to the rest of the Talk Exchange crew. Karina, Sharice, Dre, Maxine.
That's us popping. TTE in the building.
Big up to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us on Instagram at _talk_exchange, and on YouTube, just type in the Talk Exchange and you'll see our episodes there.
That's right.
All right. Have a good week and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Take care.